Hey, what's up, everybody? Fabs here. And first off, anyone who started the Raiders defense this week, because I said they would be a streamer with a third string quarterback, I apologize. I mistook the Raiders for an NFL team. So my bad there. Hey, I started them in 2 leagues too, so hurt myself as well. So let's get into the Week 10 early waiver wire pickups. We'll start at the quarterback position with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who had the perfect game script today against Carolina. 4 touchdowns, over 20 fantasy points, and who knows how long he keeps the job, but it looks like he'll keep the job for at least one more week. Speaking of third-string quarterbacks, Nick Mullins. I guess you pick him up. I mean, I don't know if that was a fluke last week or not, and he's got the Giants coming up. The Giants' defense, they're not all that great, so Mullins is worth a speculative add. Baker Mayfield also, I kind of suspect he's owned in most leagues, but if you're in a smaller league, a decent game today, and he's got a good matchup next week against Atlanta. Let's move on to the running back position. I think Ito Smith is probably owned in most competitive leagues, but I've seen him dropped in a few of my leagues. Had a good game. Going to see some touches down the stretch, of course, because Devonta Freeman is no longer in that mix in the backfield on IR. Duke Johnson, I've seen him dropped in some leagues too. Probably owned in most competitive leagues, but first game without Todd Haley, and he goes nuts. So maybe that's more to come for Duke Johnson, who finally has that big breakout game. Elijah McGuire for the Jets, believe it or not, he actually had more of the snaps in terms of percentage than Isaiah Crowell. We know Bilal Powell's out of action, so McGuire's going to be worth a speculative add. And Mike Davis, too. Raise your hand if Chris Carson hurt you today. Yeah, me too. So I don't know how serious his injury is, but he's banged up, and Mike Davis saw the lion's share of the touches there in Seattle's backfield. So if Carson is out, Davis is a plug-and-play flex. Moving on to the wide receiver position, Maurice Harris, and I get it. You know, you would think maybe this is just a one-week fluke, but he's got Tampa next week, and if Jameis Crowder is out again, and Harris is playing the slot against Tampa Bay, and I've said it a million times on NFL Fantasy Live, wide receivers who play the slot against the Buccaneers are dangerous and worthy starts. So Harris is going to be a popular pickup. Just keep tabs on the status of Jamison Crowder. Traquan Smith should be owned in competitive leagues. If he's not, pick him up. MVS should be owned in most competitive leagues. If he's not, pick him up. Playing tonight for Green Bay. And Tyrell Williams, he's now scored a touchdown in 3 straight games, dating back to before the bye weeks. So he's worth an add. Keenan Allen's not getting touchdowns. They're going to Tyrell Williams and Mike Williams, who has scored a touchdown in 2 straight games. So Mike Williams, worth a add off the waiver wire as well. Moving on to the tight end position, Chris Herndon, who I've talked about over the last couple of weeks, didn't get into the end zone today, but I mean, the Jets have no wide receivers. They're all banged up, and Darnold's got a little something going on with Herndon, so at a thin position, he should be picked up. If he's not and you need a tight end, go out and grab him. And then Ben Watson, who had a great catch today in the game, has had 2 strong games over his last 3, and again, thin tight end position. Finally, let's talk about who the Bills are playing next week, because that means you stream that defense, and that's the New York Jets. And the Jets are probably available in a lot of leagues. So if you need a defense for Week 10, the Jets are out there. Pick them up, because whether it's Nathan Peterman or Derek Anderson or whoever the heck is playing quarterback for the Bills, it don't matter. You got to stream that defense against them. So the Jets are the defense to pick up. This is Fabs. Hope you guys all did well this week. Check me out on NFL Fantasy Live Monday through Friday. We'll be back tomorrow talking about all of the Week 9 madness. Take care, guys.